always went, okay, well, he made a pass at her and she squashed it and they figured it out.
Social media has given everybody a voice and a platform, and everyone realizes that they're not alone, and women realize that they're not alone.
Let me give you a massage, blah, blah, blah. And he's rapid fire, and he takes control of the situation.
Here to make good movies, Miramax was the place, really the place that was making great stuff.
They say, well, isn't it too late he was sentenced today? It's never too late to argue or to assert.
Weinstein's manipulation tactics. Weinstein was like a puppet master pulling strings behind the scenes, weaving a twisted web of exploitation in the name of fame and success. His playbook seemed chillingly simple, dangled the glittering promise of stardom in front of aspiring actors, but there was a horrifying catch. They had to comply with his disturbing demands, crossing lines that should never be crossed in any industry, let alone Hollywood. Enter Matt Damon, dropping shockers on Joe Rogan's podcast. This wasn't just about actresses, it was a whole other shade of messed up.
It has an impact on thousands of victims in the future.
Everyone knew he was a womanizer in the sense that, I knew I didn't want to be married to him.
Taken into the Majestic Hotel to have dinner. And that was where I was sat next to Harvey.
This assaulter was out there silencing women. It's beyond infuriating.
Damon spilled the beans on male actors, hinting at them being pulled into shady dealings with Weinstein that went way beyond merely sipping coffee and talking scripts. It was like an unspoken understanding. Want to be famous? Well, you'll have to do this. Rogan's revelation had jaws hitting the floor. Damon, a Hollywood A-lister, was dishing the dirt on how these actors might have found themselves in seriously compromising positions, all in the pursuit of their big break. It was shocking to think that behind the scenes of glitzy premieres and red carpets, there existed this murky, exploitative underbelly where Weinstein held all the cards. It's the kind of story that makes you do a double take. You'd think Hollywood success stories were all about talent, hard work, and a bit of luck. But here, it felt like a sinister game of manipulation, where the price of fame was far more than anyone should ever have to pay. Damon's revelations not only peeled back the curtains on Weinstein's dark dealings, but also sparked a storm of questions about who else might have been tangled in this web of compromise. It was a harsh reality check on the not-so-glamorous side of showbiz, leaving everyone wondering just how many dreams were shattered by Weinstein's exploitative practices.
And he was doing this kind of thing, and there's some woman who was somehow assaulted, and I somehow missed it, then I'm sorry.
They say, well, isn't it too late he was sentenced today? It's never too late to argue or to assert.
Any advice for a young girl moving to Hollywood?
I'll get lively with us. Harvey Weinstein.
Impact on careers. In the wild world of Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein wasn't just a producer, he was a kingmaker, a maestro orchestrating careers with a mere flick of his hand. His influence was legendary, especially when it came to rising stars like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Their breakthrough film, Good Will Hunting, wasn't just a cinematic gem, it was a testament to Weinstein's golden touch. He saw potential where others might have missed it, taking these young actors under his wing and catapulting them into stardom. It wasn't just about funding the film, it was about shaping careers, and Weinstein had an uncanny knack for spotting talent and turning it into gold. During those 90s Hollywood days, Weinstein's shadow loomed large over the industry. He was more than just a producer, he was a gatekeeper, the one who held the keys to the kingdom of fame and success. Actors knew that having Weinstein in their corner could make or break their careers. His sway wasn't just about the movies he produced, it was about the connections, the opportunities, and the doors he could open. Damon and Affleck openly acknowledged Weinstein's pivotal role in their ascent to stardom. It wasn't just a mere acknowledgement of financial backing, it was an admission of the power dynamics at play in the cutthroat world of show business. Weinstein wasn't just a producer, he was a force that could make dreams come true or turn them into dust. In hindsight, it's a sobering realization of just how much power one person wielded in an entire industry. Weinstein's influence wasn't confined to a few movies, it was a pervasive force that shaped careers, dictated paths, and created a legacy that now stands tarnished by the revelations of his manipulative and exploitative practices. His impact on Hollywood, while undeniably significant, now stands as a stark reminder of the darker side of fame and success in the entertainment world.
Always went, okay, well, he made a pass at her and she squashed it and they figured it out.
Social media has given everybody a voice and a platform, and everyone realizes that they're not alone, and women realize that they're not alone. These decisions, that you're going to have to trust that they're going to make the right decisions, and be able to protect themselves.
I was 29,
Yeah, see,
and I was never alone with him ever.
Right.
Compromising situations for male actors. It wasn't just actresses who found themselves caught in his web. Male actors, too, were ensnared in situations that blurred the lines between ambition and personal boundaries. These aspiring actors faced a chilling proposition: the tantalizing allure of fame versus the compromising demands of a powerful figure. Weinstein allegedly held sway over their dreams, presenting a Faustian bargain where success came with a hefty price tag: their personal integrity. It was a classic case of power manipulation, a game where saying no might mean career suicide. The unsettling part wasn't just the compromising situations these actors found themselves in, it was the ethical quagmire they navigated. Did they willingly sacrifice their morals for the glimmer of stardom, or were they coerced into these uncomfortable exchanges? Weinstein's alleged manipulations didn't just shape careers, they challenged the very essence of personal agency. It begs the uncomfortable question, what choices did these actors have? Was it a calculated compromise for career advancement, or were they backed into a corner by a Hollywood giant? It's a troubling reflection on the darker underbelly of an industry where ambition and integrity collide, leaving aspiring talents in precarious positions. The revelations about Weinstein's manipulations unearth a seismic shift in how power operates within show business. It's not just about talent, it's about who holds the reins and how they wield that influence. The discomforting truth is that those who benefited from Weinstein's support now face scrutiny over the choices they made in pursuit of their careers, highlighting the complexities and moral dilemmas lurking behind the facade of Hollywood glamour.
We got to hear from everybody so that we understand how vast and how all-encompassing this was.
He didn't treat people particularly well. So that was, you knew he was this.
Let me give you a massage, blah, blah, blah. And he's rapid fire and he takes control of the situation.
#MeToo movement. The Weinstein scandal wasn't just a Hollywood drama, it was a seismic event that rippled across industries, shattering the silence on workplace harassment and attack. It was the spark that ignited the Me Too movement, a wildfire of voices speaking out against the injustices they faced. Suddenly, the floodgates opened. People from all walks of life, not just within the entertainment realm, found the courage to step forward and share their stories. It was a collective cry for justice, a demand for change that reverberated globally. The impact was staggering. Me Too became more than just a hashtag, it became a cultural reckoning. It wasn't just about calling out individual perpetrators, it was about challenging the systemic issues ingrained in workplaces worldwide. It prompted soul-searching within organizations, forcing them to confront the harsh realities of harassment and attack that had been swept under the rug for far too long. Countless survivors bravely shared their experiences, and their voices carried weight. It wasn't just about seeking justice for past wrongs, it was a rallying cry for prevention and protection in the future.
Always went, okay, well, he made a pass at her and she squashed it and they figured it out.
Looking back, that I did know, and I chose to suppress it. I chose to hide from that fact.
It's important to talk about how young
these people were and how vulnerable they were.
Yeah.
Gwyneth was like 22 when this happened.
For people to feel that they can talk about this, and in doing that, I think that'll scare away that kind of behavior.
Policies were reevaluated, procedures were revamped, and conversations about consent, respect, and dignity in the workplace became non-negotiable. The Me Too movement wasn't without its complexities and controversies, but it undeniably shattered the silence and initiated a long overdue dialogue. It empowered survivors to stand tall and demand accountability, signaling a shift in societal attitudes towards harassment and hurt. The Weinstein scandal may have been the catalyst, but the Me Too movement was the force that broke barriers and brought issues of workplace harassment and hurt to the forefront of global consciousness, ushering in a new era of accountability and change.
Here to make good movies. Miramax was the place, really the place that was making great stuff.
Could take him on or have her career, and I'm not blaming her.
This thing that it's rather than it being sort of, a salacious conversation, this is criminal behavior.
Ethical boundaries in Hollywood. The shady side of Hollywood isn't just about red carpets and fame. It's about the murky waters where ethical boundaries get blurred and compromises become a currency. The Weinstein saga shed light on a distressing reality: the silent complicity of those coerced or manipulated into compromising situations. Imagine being an aspiring actor, dreaming of stardom, only to find yourself in a harrowing exchange where your career hung in the balance. For some, it might have felt like a Faustian deal, a chilling compromise of personal values for a shot at success. These actors may have felt trapped, forced to navigate a minefield of ethical dilemmas in an industry where saying no could mean the end of their dreams.
I was set to have a very big career.
People love to say Hollywood, and you go, well, it's everywhere. It's Hollywood because it's famous people talking about it, but it's everywhere.
But what about the others? What about those who knew, who were aware of Weinstein's actions but chose to stay silent? The criticism aimed at their silence raises profound questions about ethical responsibility. It's not just about the legality of their actions, it's about the moral compass guiding their decisions. Their silence becomes a mirror reflecting the complexities of power dynamics in Hollywood. It invites contemplation on the weighty ethical dilemmas faced by individuals who might have chosen career preservation over speaking out against wrongdoing. It's a haunting reflection on the price of silence in an industry where success often hinges on alliances and connections. The Weinstein scandal isn't just a story of one man's misconduct. It's a stark reminder of the ethical tightrope walked by many in show business. It forces us to grapple with uncomfortable truths about compromises made, boundaries crossed, and the toll of silent complicity in an industry built on glitz and glamour. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.